Well, hello there. I'm Pete LaFrance, the old Growler. Welcome to Meeting Expectations. What we do here is we take a look at a can or a bottle of beer. Sometimes a spirit or wine will drop by because we're all friends in fermentation. And we take a look at the label. We read everything on the label. We check out the artwork and see what they're trying to sell us. Crack it open and see if it meets expectations. All right, what do we have here today? Well, it's kind of tough to figure out, actually. So it's Verdosa, Verdosa IPA from Ever Grain Brewing Company. And it says from Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, the evergreenbrewingcompany.com. They are certified independent by the Brewers Association, established in 2016. It is Evergreen, is the name of the company, 6.8% alcohol by volume, and produced by Evergreen Brewing Company, 4444 Carlisle Pike, Sweet Sea, Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, 17011. The Surgeon General tells me that I should not operate heavy machinery or be pregnant. I don't have to worry about either one of those. 6.8% alcohol by volume. 1 pint, 473 milliliters. And it's an India Pale Ale. That's all they're telling me. Nothing about the hops, nothing else. But, all right, well, it's an India Pale Ale. Pale ale should be served, between 50 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Lagers 37 to 47 degrees Fahrenheit. I have a thermopen here that the folks from ThermoWorks sent me. There's a link in the description box below if you want to get in touch with them. You'll also notice that we always use the same style of glassware for all of our beers. That way nobody has a leg up when it comes to clarity or aromatics. And speaking of aromatics, most people do beer tastings or wine tastings. They will have you take a look at it, then you'll sniff and sip. Not me. I sip first. Why? Master Sommelier Fred Dex will explain it all to you. He does it a lot better than I do. All right. Verdosa IPA. I don't know why I have a Spanish accent on that, but why not? It is $4.99 from our local beer store. All right. I'm expecting a clear beer for some reason. In an IPA, a standard IPA, you've got some nice body to it. The malt that will stand up to the hops, but the hops definitely capture the moment. Well, I wouldn't call it clear, but it's definitely not one of those, Zoftig beers with immense amounts of lushness to them. It kind of looked, well, I was expecting a little bit darker myself, but it does have a nice head to it. Let's see the right temperature. 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a little down there, 48 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's maybe a little chilly, but that shouldn't mask too many of the flavors if it is an IPA style beer. All right, well, it looks like an IPA. Let's see if it tastes like an IPA. Cheers. You notice 2 sips. Yeah, that's because my taste buds, most of the time, they're not paying any attention to me. They're asleep. They're not paying any attention at all. So I had to wake them up. I just did. First nosedive. Yes. If you're talking IPA, that means there's going to be hops in the aroma. And there certainly are. There certainly are. They're not citric. They're very floral. Not quite like a florist shop, though. More along the lines of, if you've ever I spent 5 years in Vermont at a university, and Every once in a while you could walk through the field in the summertime and you would get that very nice kind of, it was grass, but it was also other vegetation and flowers and things, and it was just a marvelous aroma. And that's what this is. Let's see if the taste buds agree. They agree, but there's also a really emphatic undernote of a hop that stays around a long time. I mean, kind of like your great-great-aunt Flora's perfume. Hanging around. Not a bad thing, especially if this is this good? This can't be a session beer. This is 6.8. Woohoo! Well, yeah, I could have 2 or 3 of these, especially if I'm chit-chatting in a bar and I'm not paying attention to my cell phone. They should ban. Well, I'm not going to go about banning cell phones in bars and taverns, but needless to say, I hesitate to take mine out. Cell phone. Oh well, does. Let's get down to it. Does Verdosa IPA from Ever Grain Brewing Company meet expectations? It certainly did. If you enjoyed this presentation, please click on the subscribe button and the bell. We'd really appreciate that. A thumbs up and a share would be great, and we look forward to hearing your comments. I'm Pete LaFrance, the Old Growler, hoping all of your beers meet expectations.